Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is Vandal. We are back with another DAOdrops interview with Steven from Trash Lights. Is Trash Lights all the trash lights shining bright? What's going on?
Not much, man. Great to be here.
Awesome. Now, I know we've had the privilege of working together with some onboarding stuff with DAOrecords as well as with NXM, the Music Guild. Now, before we get into all of that stuff and talk about Connected, your upcoming audio NFT, let's get into a little introduction about you, who you are, what you do, your musical sphere of things, and all the good stuff.
For sure. Me personally, I guess, actually, first thing, Trash Lights is actually two people. I'm just the more front-facing, vocal in the public eye member. My partner Brendan is, bogged down with children, and so those keep him busy. So I manage the ship in that respect, I guess. And we first met playing in a band called Loma Marcos back around 2008, I think, 2007 or 8. And that was a instrumental, like, post-rock band. We were influenced by bands like Godspeed You Black Emperor and Mogwai, and Mono is a good one from Japan. And after that band disintegrated, we decided we would keep going, and because we just liked making music together and we had this chemistry. So he kind of started it by himself, and quickly, when I found out what he was doing, he's like asked me to join him, and I said yes, because it was just right up my alley, just experimental, using noises, and just about anything goes to make, mostly ambient type stuff. And I think we initially came together on like some love of like horror movie sounds, and the kind of soundtracks, those kind of soundtracks and scores, and Dario Argento movies in particular. Actually, Loma Marcos, the name Marcos came from Suspiria by Dario Argento. It's the last name of the head witch in the movie, so that was where we got half that name. And that's definitely carried over. And a lot of our stuff sounds kind of creepy and eerie. Not all of it. There's definitely some like peaceful, drifty, spacey stuff too. But and even some stuff with beats on the stuff we just came up with, that we released at the end of last year. And then this piece in particular is like, this one's actually just me on this. I did it. It came together really fast just because of the inspiration I was feeling because of the community around NFTs. And when I found out about it, which I guess is kind of a segue into that, I found out about it through my good friend Ian, also known as Blackout Honeymoon in the community, or Savage Prebes. And he told me how much money he was banking with crypto, and I was like, I should look into it and find out what it's all about. And I did, and then I found out what NFTs were all about, and that really piqued my interest because, we all need finances in this world to eat and pay bills, but I care more about community and art, and so that really resonated with me. And seeing all the things going on in the space just was like gave me this explosion of inspiration, and it just came together really quick. And so I decided it should be the first NFT that we released, because it was inspired by the space, and it was made for the space, whereas some other things we considered releasing also were just stuff we had already in the can. And this was more special for the space, and so that felt right, I think. And then,
So,
sorry, go
yeah,
ahead.
sorry to jump in there.
No, go
Okay,
ahead.
so what for this track in particular, like you were talking about, you and Brendan and Trash Lights. So what do each of you do, like in Trash Lights? Is there a particular instrument that each of you play? Who's playing what on
No.
this track? Like maybe describe the process of like putting together a Trash Lights tune.
Well, it's very much experimental, and it's very much different. But often we start with some kind of found sound, whether it be something we record or something we find somewhere and sample, and we manipulate the crap out of it in the computer until it is basically unrecognizable, and then it's trash lights. You know, we put it through our ringer. All of our initial collaborations were like sending tracks back and forth through the internet. So we were actually, you know, doing like this internet collaboration before we had to, because we were across town, but we were still, you know, collaborating through files because it was just hard to get together sometimes because he was starting his family. So yeah, the NFT space just is right up our alley for that too, and all the collaborations that are encouraged by that kind of community is just, it's like a home that I just found, and I'm really glad to be in.
So I see the head of a guitar back there and a whole bunch of cables.
Yep.
You know, aside from obviously playing guitar, what are your other musical obsessions? And what else do you do sort of in the music scene in general, like, you know, for work
Okay.
and stuff and that kind of thing?
Yeah. Well, before the lockdown hit and all the shows stopped, I was a live sound engineer. That was my main income. And on the side, I was doing some recording of bands in the studio, which was very rewarding, and just actually starting to pick up more and more of that as the shutdown happened. So that was a big bummer for me. And the last year, I just kind of been reeling from that. So I did make a lot of stuff, so that's good. But yeah, that's what I was doing. And in the past, I've also helped out with booking and things like that. But yeah, I'm mostly an artist and played in bands, guitar player, bass player. I couldn't play or make noise with just about anything you put in front of me. I'll at least make some kind of music with it, even if it's not, you know, yeah, there's no rules. So I'll make some pleasant noise somehow. I feel like, you know, I'll figure it out. Most things, maybe not a violin. I'm not good with stringed instruments, you know, like bowing. Bowing is a
Pluck them.
certain,
You can
yeah,
pluck them.
if I can pluck them, I'm good. But yeah, but not bowing. I try and bow my guitar sometimes, but I'm not great at it. It sounds cool though.
So
But yeah,
what?
we're really anything goes though too. So it's like, and we both play multiple instruments. Both are able to play keys, and just circle back to your other question a little bit. Yeah, and we both are able to manipulate stuff in the computer as, like, you know, producers and engineers. I went to school to it. He hasn't for it. He hasn't, but it doesn't matter. He has a great ear, so I think
What
it matters more.
programs? What programs do you work with? Audio
Uh,
DAWs.
Lately, I've been using Live a lot, but I started out. I started out in Rebirth. I think was probably the first thing I ever had, and then that led to Reason, because they were, you know, the same company, and I definitely at least tried Fruity Loops when it was still called that. You know, and in school you got to learn Pro Tools, and that's what we use in the studio where I work. So I use Pro Tools. I actually did this NFT I did in Reaper. It has a video component actually. So actually, to talk about that process a little bit, actually is kind of interesting. I shot it with my iPhone. So like the guitar portion of the video is shot using a clip-on. I clipped the iPhone onto my headstock and played and looped some things with pedals, and recorded that. And then I set I have an upright piano in the house, and I put the iPhone on top of the piano on like this, so it was facing at my hands. And those are the four. It looks kind of like a window in the middle of it when you can make it out in the video. My hands are on the piano playing another piano part, and then I layered those in Reaper and played with the video settings and layered in another video I found that will remain a mystery. And then once I had that looking somewhat like how I liked it, I was continuing to learn about the community, and I really wanted to jump in and collaborate with somebody, and it made sense to find a visual artist to collaborate with. And Bone Police, Jacob, recommended Max Capacity, and I went and took a look at what he does, and I was really, really excited by it, and I thought it was really a perfect fit for um, what I had already started, and just our vibe in general. I feel like to some degree he does what we do with video. You know, what we do in audio, he does for video, by taking things and manipulate them beyond recognition, basically. So in that sense, I think we're kindred spirits, and so it felt really right, and just to be a good idea to enter into the space with somebody who's already there, you know. So
Is that so? You took the video elements for him to remix. Is that what you just described?
yeah,
Awesome.
basically, yeah. So
Okay.
it was originally shot, and I kind of edited it together to the point with my limited skills and the limited capabilities of Reason, or not Reason, but Reaper, because it is a DAW and not a video program. It just has some limited capabilities. So, um, yeah. But I just was like, well, this is cool, but somebody who does this all the time is just going to take it to that next level and make it even better. And plus he's a guy who's already in the space as on top of it. It's just like, yeah, it just made a lot of sense. So
No, let's talk about the space a little bit because I know that you've gotten really involved in the near music community, NXM, which is Music Guild, and things are happening actually before this. Before this interview airs, so after we're talking, in between now and
yep.
the 21st, obviously, but things will be carrying on through until the 6th of June. And this is the NXM and CreateBase hackathon for the DAOs and various other creative proposals from community members. Maybe you can just share a little bit about your experience in the community and sort of what you've gotten out of it and what you're looking at contributing.
Oh, well, I mean, gotten out of it is just a lot of fun. First of all, I just met a lot of really cool people who are doing cool things and are really talented and are looking to collaborate with other people. So a lot of collaborations have already come out of it. I've have a handful in the works with various members of the guild, um, all of which I'm really excited about for different reasons. And they're all in different parts of the world. So, kind of like I was talking about before, it's just an extension of what Brendan and I were doing, except now we can invite in all these other people. It's like, and we always wanted to collaborate with other people. It's just hard to find them. We had like, oh, who would be good on this, so and so, and then we should do that, but we never got around to actually talking to them or whatever. They were too busy. So to find people who are like, so like, yes, I want to collaborate on that, and then like the next day they're like, here, I wrote something. It's like, wow, it's pretty cool and pretty exciting for me. And yeah, I feel like I've been waiting for this for a long time, and it's for so many reasons. It's just going to be great for artists. I just feel like it's never been a better time to be a creator than right now, maybe because of all the opportunities we have. So, and a lot of them I'm finding in the NXM Guild. Opportunities to build a strong community with like-minded people. It's everybody, I think, wants that, somewhere.
And now that you've kind of got the lay of the land in terms of the NFT space and immersing yourself in the various communities that exist, and being part of metaverse events and various like activities that have been going on, where do you see yourself, maybe down the road a little bit, like end of this year or moving into next year? Are there certain areas that you're interested in kind of diving deeper into, or, strictly just as a musician releasing audio NFTs? Maybe you can just share a little bit about that.
Oh, I see myself continuing to participate a lot in the guild. Actually, I mean, so far so good with the guild, and it just keeps getting better. So I don't know, good things just keep coming out of it. So there's so many opportunities for the collaborations that I think for the time being, I'm just going to keep doing a lot of those, because I mean, I think also coming from playing in live bands, too. That's kind of how I came up, was playing in bands. And so you're always collaborating with your band members. So I kind of prefer it, I think, because I'm used to it. I'm used to not having to do everything myself, even though I can. Like I could, you know, play and program everything in a song and mix it and master it and do all that. But at some point, I think it's good to have other people throw in their 2 cents, especially people who I trust with, who I trust their opinions and their ears and their taste. Like, so yeah, I think I'm just going to keep finding people like that in this space. It seems like an endless supply of it. So it's like, why not keep doing collaborations with cool people? I think that's my future for the foreseeable time. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And what do you think about the space itself in terms of the technology and NFTs, and what do you think the future holds for the technology?
Oh, lots. I mean, it's hard to say because it could go a couple ways, obviously. I, I see good things though, personally. I think more that good than bad. And especially when some of the initial kinks that are being worked out right now are worked out. And when things are more ubiquitous and accessible and seamless, I think you and I have talked about a little, like how NBA Top Shot is with, you could make a transaction on there without ever knowing what cryptocurrency is. And I think when things are more like that, or when either that or when cryptocurrency is so ubiquitous that everybody just knows, I see that as the inevitable long end game for me, or for the space, I guess. Yeah.
Awesome. So the track is called Connected. The collaboration is with Max Capacity. This is Trash Lights. Stephen, thank you so much for joining us. Any last words or shout outs before we end?
Um, just to you, because you're the man. And thank you, because you're like the second person I met in the space ever. And thanks to Ian for introducing me to you. And thanks to Jacob, Bone Police, because he's a lovely guy and a good friend. And see everybody in an XM for sure. What up, fam? Love you guys. Let's do great things together. I know we will. Um, yeah, I think that's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Stephen. Trash Lights. Check out the audio NFT. It's on the wall. Enjoy yourselves in Crypto Voxels, the Bittrees Plaza, right here with another DAOdrops. Much love and peace out. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Vandal. I am back. This is another DAOdrops interview for the 14th of May. I've got my man Paul Kranz here. What's going on?
Hi, how's it going? Very good.
Awesome. So happy to have you here on this interview for beautiful DAOdrops. This is actually a special DAOdrops, but we'll get into why it's special shortly. First off, I just ask you to, introduce yourself, let the people know who you are, where you're from, and all of that.
All right. So I start. My name is Paul. I use the Paul Kranz. Kranz is the shortcut from my surname. I'm making music for about since I was 15. Now I'm 25. I always treat it like a hobby. So yeah, I was the hip hop head back in my primary school and my high school. And as I come from Poland, a lot of the beginnings of hip hop in the Poland were inspired by the USA, the East Coast and the West Coast. And well, I always looking forward, and I wasn't digging the samples, so I prefer the synthetic sounds, some electronic music. But now I'm more open-minded, and at the moment I'm experimenting with the samples and with the electronics, and yeah, I just try to glue everything in it. That's it.
Nice. So, how did you like? how did you get into making beats? Like, what was the story behind that? Like, was it just, was it a friend, or were you really interested in a particular hip hop producer that got you into it? Tell us the story behind how you
Well,
started to make beats.
it's quite interesting because when I was 7 years old, my uncle was the hip hop head, and in the Poland we had some group called Grammatic. I know that Grammatic is a DJ. Am I correct? In the USA, and we have some hip hop band called Grammatic, and the produce called Noon. I felt in love with his beats when I was 7 and I heard his beats and was like, wow, what it is? I love it, wow. And yeah, it was the beginning of my love to music. I started, collecting some CDs. I started listening a lot of hip hop music. I was when I was listening only the hip hop. It was not the only good option. I opened my mind for other genres of music, but yes, it was thanks to my uncle, who was hip hop head, and yes, and he left the CDs in my parents' house just by the mistake. He wasn't like that. Oh, hey man, take this. This is the music for you. No. He just leave it, and I took it, and I was listening, and then, wow, this is it. I want to make something like this. Yes, but since that, I always knew that I would be making music. But well, first that I started something, it was like I was 15, just download the FL Studio demo. I saw all these bricks and stuff, and I said, wow, what the fuck it is? I don't understand nothing. So yeah, so it took me quite a long time to understand the process, to understand how to create some music, what is the drums, how to create the sound. And yes, back to 10 years ago, there were not a lot of tutorials how to make some music like we have today. Basically, when you want to start making music, you have access to so much knowledge from other people that I think that if you have talent, it will take you 2 years and you can make really hot beats. It's not a problem at the moment. But yeah.
So, starting out, when you're 15 and downloading Fruity Loops and, just like kind of exploring it and being like,
Yeah.
what's this? I don't understand. And, accessing the probably there would have been a few, YouTube tutorials or something where you could
Yeah.
get kind of information. But did you have any friends like in your neighborhood or other sort of
No,
people who no,
no,
so
no,
you just
no.
learned all yourself?
Yeah, yeah, I had to. Back when I was 15, I didn't know much English language. I was still learning. I'm still learning at the moment. But it was only one tutorial how to make drums by the Polish rapper. And this is like what is the step sequencer is and how to make simple beat like 90 BPM, and that's all. That's all. So yeah, everything was by mistakes and by the try. So yeah.
Nice. And okay, so are you still using FL Studio, or what is your tool of preference?
FL Studio is my friend. It's my close friend. I know I went for the work. I bought the original FL Studio and I stick it to because what I like in FL Studio, um, basically I think that every DAW is the same, just how you can use it, how some tool. But I like it that I bought it, I don't know, 7 years ago, something like that, and I still have access to the newest versions of it. So I just love it. It's perfect for me. So yeah. Oh, FL Studio. FL Studio, CM, MIDI controller, just the keys, pair of speakers. It's not a studio monitors because, yeah, it's not a studio monitors, and simple interface audio. And basically, that's it.
Yeah,
That's all my tools.
yeah. You mentioned, like that it's about how you use the tool, not necessarily what tool you have, right? And
Yeah,
I think that this is something that I've learned, through my experience. I come from sort of producing using hardware before the internet, so there was
yeah.
really very little access.
Oh, yeah, I was watching your interview, and I heard that you started 30 years ago. Am I right? Making beats, something like that, with the samplers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
1992.
1992. Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, it's quite a long time. And how, I don't know, how you learned making beats in those times? Did you have some instructions, or it was learned by yourself? How you did it?
Yeah, okay, so I think like most of the tools, whether
Yeah.
those are software or hardware, they come with a user manual, right?
Okay.
So basically I read the user manual and then I learn to do the things that I want to do with it, which is basically sampling, right?
Yeah, nice. Do
And
you
then
have
from
beats?
there you just experiment.
I know. Do you have some beats from that time?
I do actually. One of my projects that I've been, slowly getting ready, which is the Rare Vandal project. That's featuring some beats that I made in 1995 that I had
Nice,
on a cassette. Yeah. But enough
nice.
about me. Let's talk more about you. Let's talk about Digital God and why you chose this song to be, your Genesis NFT. What's the story behind the song? Like tell us the whole process of creation and the idea about Digital God.
Okay, okay. So maybe I started this song 1 year ago, but I had only the percussion. Yes, the percussion, and that's all. That's it. So okay, I just leave it on my folder, and when I discovered the NFT space and some metaverse thing, I was like, wow, it's some kind of utopia, in my opinion, in the digital world, because you just build your world in this. It can be your virtual club, or I don't know, whatever you want. And to be honest, everything in the metaverse, I honestly thinking that everything is good. So have positive energy and something like, I don't know. Um, yeah, positive energy. And when I was making this beat, I was thinking about this whole metaverse, the whole people that gathering together, this those parties, and I think that everyone there are really positive persons, really positive people, and that's why I thought they need some digital gods, some digital digital power. This is what was created in my mind, and I thought, all right, I need to do this. This is digital god, basically.
Nice.
How
I,
it is.
I like that because that's like you had created the skeleton, let's say, of the beat like a
Yeah,
year
yeah,
ago before you found out about the space. And then
yes,
now having entered the space and being inspired by what you've been seeing in the metaverse, that contributed to the evolution and
yeah,
ultimately the completion of Digital God as your first
destiny.
NFT. I like that story. I like it a lot. Let's talk about NFTs. How did you discover NFTs? What was your sort of first introduction to NFTs in the metaverse?
Well, I was doing the research about Ethereum. Well, it's because I'm a cryptocurrency enthusiast. I started doing research in December, so I don't know, 6 months ago. I'm quite fresh in this topic, but I like the idea of the cryptocurrency. I like the idea of the Bitcoin, of the Ethereum, and I believe in those cryptocurrency. And yes, I'm doing a lot of research. And someday I was doing research about the Ethereum, and I read about NFT, and then was like, oh, okay. The first place I was, well, JPG, the file, the picture that I can download from my computer, and it was sold, I don't know, for $10,000. So then, what it is, what it is. But okay, I just studied the whole idea about the NFT, and what the possibilities are, how we can use it in the real world and in the digital world. And yeah, I really like this. I thought that for me, I have to make something with it. I need to try something to make with it, because this is it can be quite interesting journey. So yeah, it was basically by I don't know how to say it, maybe not by mistake, but I wasn't searching for it. I just found it while doing the research. So yes, it was like, no, I didn't plan to get to the NFT. So yeah.
So
just
maybe kind of elaborate on you know, once you've discovered NFTs and you know
yeah.
where that led you, and maybe how you discovered NXM and DAOrecords, and sort of what led you to get on the path that you're now on, and you know, your interests moving forward, like what are the type of things that you would like to do in this space.
Well, I understand that I need to connect with others. I need to get to know some other people that I will be able to work with them, because you can't do anything on your own, basically, in not only in the NFT community, but everywhere. Just doing only by yourself, you will not achieve anything, anything, anything huge. So yes, while I enter to the NFT space, you know, I created my Twitter account, and I was searching, and I was observing the whole process, how about the drops, about audio NFT, about the guys who are creating the audio NFT, how it's being made. And I found you guys. I found that DAOrecords. I've found other guys, and yes, it was the same as the NFT. I was doing the research about the whole space, and I remember that day that I thought that, okay, I should write to you guys. And yes, and about NXM. I didn't know much about the NXM. Basically, you told me that about the NXM on the onboarding call, and honestly, I'm still learning about the NXM. But yeah, I believe this is the future. This is the future, and I'm looking forward to see the main base with the near, and yeah.
Awesome. So before we end the interview, maybe just you know, tell me if you have if you have already thought about it. You know what you might, or where you see yourself, you know, in a couple of years' time in this space, and what you see yourself doing, and then we'll end it off with some shout outs to people. Yeah.
All right. Well, I see myself as a creator, and uh, I'm seeing myself as someone who creates some big stuff with other people, with collaboration with other people's, and I think that I can create with, for example, from Steven, for example, from Jacob on Police, shout out for them. We can create something big. We can create some nice project. Basically, we are working now with with Didi. Yes, we are working for the some material, and I think that I want to help about help. I want to help the community to grow, and I will do this in the way that I can do this. So yeah, I just want to make good music and make people to I don't know, to be happy with this music. I don't know if you know, but when I listening some beats, some music that I like, not especially my idols, something like that, but I like sort type of music that makes me happy, that have positive vibration. And yes, I want to create something like that and give this positive vibration to the other people. And I hope that me and guys will create something like this.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much, Paul Kranz. The song is called Digital God. The audio NFT is on the wall right here. We're inside Crypto Voxels, 14th of May for DAOdrops. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us for the interview.
Thank you, Vandal. Thank you for your time.
All right. Okay, guys, take care and enjoy the music.
Bye.